So I've just had the opportunity to play around with ChatGPT's Canvas, and now I'm 99.5% certain that ChatGPT is going to wipe out all of the AI code gen models that we've seen pop up over the last 3, 4, 5 months. And I believe that because I've already seen it happen. So, wow, this looks completely different to the last time I saw it. It was black, and it was kind of like how the apps that we're building in Bolt.new and Lovable.dev look. And now it's completely changed. It's all interactive. I'm scrolling and it's changing based on my scrolls. But anyway, I believe that ChatGPT is going to wipe out all of these Bolt.news, the Lovables. These are cool things that people have built that we can use and make things and, enrich our content, our blog posts and things like that. But I think there's a time limit on this model and things like this. And that brings me back to Jasper. The reason I think this is because I've seen it happen. So Jasper looks like it's still cracking on. I don't know anybody personally who uses it today versus how many people used to use it when I was making niche sites and we were all talking about different AI writing tools. Outside of the tool Cuppa, I don't really hear people talking about AI writing tools anymore. And at one point, Jasper was doing so well that not only did everybody I know have it, but it was paying me around $2,500 a month alone. So as a solo affiliate program, this company was doing so well and people were signing up so fast that I was able to earn a living wage on its affiliate program alone. And it was a good time. But Jasper's popularity in its moment, its spike, came and left. And maybe they've rebranded and shifted their focus. But my point is that initially, when Jasper and other AI writing tools came out, they were popular because people didn't know about the OpenAI API. No, people didn't want to mess with it. APIs, API keys, for the majority of people, that was a developer thing and nobody wanted to touch it. It was complex. And I feel like OpenAI demystified that for a lot of people because you were forced to learn about them. And it was an entry point for using APIs for many people. So once we got access to that, we started using it and building our own AI models. And people realized that Jasper was pretty much just an OpenAI wrapper. And that brings me to my main point, which is that ChatGPT is going to take over everything, or OpenAI are planning to most definitely take over every industry. So what they do is, like with this API access, Jasper built itself up, got loads of customers, and then OpenAI made their own essentially because ChatGPT came out and everybody had access to it. Where initially using an API, while loads of people jumped on it, many people still left it alone because it was still a bit much and you still had to go and do some stuff to make it work for you. And then they released ChatGPT and that changed everything. And slowly people started asking themselves, do I need to pay for a subscription for an AI writing model when this is free? And then they released the paid version and people bought it, and so on and so forth. So while I don't know how popular their $200 package is going to be, I only know a handful of people who have it. What I do know is they are slowly taking more and more of the market share with the things they produce. Now, in my opinion, Tasks was a complete flop. It's still in beta, could get better. Personally, don't see myself using that. But they are testing the waters and seeing what works. And they are shipping at an unbelievable speed. So we already know that O3, they've skipped O2 and O3 is in the pipeline. It's going to be released any day now. And I just keep hearing about new OpenAI releases every day. But the reason I say that this is going to be a Bolt.new, lovable, cursor, windsurf killer is it's already making strides to do the things that they do. So at the moment, it's very entry level, but still quite premium. So this is OpenAI Canvas, and I've only just started playing around with it. But as I said, I messed around with Grok Labs and Web Dev Arena, where you can build React apps and things like that. And ChatGPT have completely stepped into that world, and they've just exceeded these other tools already. So I told it to create a gamified math app, and I've been iterating right here in the standard chat console, and it's just been updating on the fly. And although it's a bit slower than some of the other tools when it comes to coding, you can just iterate and test things out. But the main thing is that this isn't for us. And when I say us, I mean no code developers, people who want to create web apps and create businesses. This is for the everyday user. So imagine I am a non-coding, or I am, but imagine I am not trying to build anything. I'm a parent. I want to create something for my children to help them study, or just anything you can think of. You can now just open up ChatGPT, which they've warmed people up to being familiar with. So this chat interface is very safe. It's what we know. We've been using ChatGPT. So people are warm to this idea, and there is zero code involved. You do not have to see what's under the hood if you don't want to. But they've warmed people up to the idea of creating their own stuff. Nobody even has to know that there's coding going on in the background. Nobody cares that it's made with React or what different languages they use. It's just made to be used. So although it's in its infancy and you can't push to GitHub and all of those not so fun things that we've had to kind of overcome and learn as no coders, you're not going to need to, and nor are you going to want to, because as the everyday consumer, you're just going to be able to come in here, build the thing you need for that very specific need, and then go about your business. You don't care about ownership, you don't care about selling it or making any money from it. You just know you need to create a tool that does this thing. It doesn't exist yet. You've got a very, very specific use case, and you can now do that with a few prompts. And you don't even have to know prompt engineering. You don't have to be an excellent prompter. You can just keep iterating because they're just messages. You don't like the color. Okay, let's change the game box area to a lighter shade of purple. And again, I think it's a bit slower than the other tools at this stage, but it's going to edit. It doesn't show me what's happening, doesn't show me any of the code, nothing scary. It just does what it needs to do. No errors whatsoever. And then it just gives me the thing. So maybe it is having errors, but we never get to see any of that. It's just editing, taking its time, and then it gives us the thing we've asked for. So I think this is a future we all have to plan for and prepare for, however that looks for you. If you are a developer and you're offering web dev as a service, or you're building things like this for people, I would just say pay attention to the direction that we're going in. Pay attention to these AI tools. Of course, it always seems like these things are already common knowledge and everybody's using it, but there is still a very, very tiny percentage of people who even use ChatGPT and use it beyond the basic asking it a question, taking the answer. And even people that are using it every day, sometimes people are just using it to post on LinkedIn and post terrible things on their unedited content. They're not really pushing the boundaries. But again, if this is something that you're worried about, then I would advise you to keep learning. That's all we can really do at this point. But yeah, hope this video has been somewhat useful. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.